in addition to these three cortical regions that make up the scene network, there's of course another key region that's very importantly implicated in navigation, and that's the hippocampus. Okay? So the hippocampus has been proposed to be the cognitive map of the world that you go around with in your head that enables you to know where you are and how to get to other places. Okay? And so I mentioned last time the key idea that there is such a thing as a cognitive map came from early experiments on rats done in the heyday of behaviorism. This is part of what got us out of the dark ages of behaviorism and enabled psychologists to actually talk about mental representations, because you have to talk about a mental representation to understand how this rat was able to generalize from running this maze to knowing that if that route is blocked, that what he should do is go straight this way. Right? You can't do that if you've just memorized a series of turns. Okay? All right. And so it's not just rats that have mental maps, cognitive maps. You do too. Part of yours looks sort of like this. And further, it's not just that you have that map in your head. You know where you are in it right now, all the time, whether you're thinking about it or not. There are cells in your brain that are encoding that information. Okay? So right now, there are neurons in your brain that are encoding this. And these neurons are called place cells. Okay, so here's what they do. I'm going to act out the response of a place cell in my brain. If we stuck an electrode in my hippocampus right now and found a neuron in there and recorded from it as it made click, every time it fired an action potential, I'm going to make a click. Okay, so this is what a place cell would do in my brain. Background firing, click, 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 click. Nothing very interesting. Background, click, 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 click. Doesn't matter which way I'm facing. Click, 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 click. Okay? So that's what a place cell does. It has a receptive field, but it's not like a visual receptive field. The receptive field is a place in the world where that neuron fires when that animal is in that place in the world. Everybody get that idea? That's what a place cell is. Awesome, huh? Okay, yes?
So this is more of like a computational question, but we cannot have, or I guess we don't have enough cells to do one cell per place.
Depends on the grain of the place, okay. Right? So yeah, it's a good question. And also, the whole business of what is an efficient neural code is a fascinating, deep area. That's a very, very hot area of neuroscience right now. But just to give you a gist, if you think about where you have to have one neuron for each place, as I just enacted here, not all neural codes work that way. Sometimes you can have that neuron that fired when I was over there, it may also do double duty and fire when I'm a certain place in my office or in my living room, okay? So you can kind of recycle neural populations in complicated ways, and it's yeah, but it's a good question. We can't just have one neuron for everything we care about. I mean, we got 100 billion of them. So we get a lot. But there are other reasons why you don't want one neuron per interesting thing. Because, neurons die. Then wouldn't that be a drag if I just couldn't think about that place over there? No, I don't know. Anyway, place cells. Everybody got the idea? All right. Oh, so here is how this is actually done in a rat with electrodes in its brain. Okay, and so here's a movie of the mapping of a place cell. So what you have to do is let the rat move around in its environment while recording spikes. Okay, so that's why this rat has wires coming up so that you can record action potentials from an individual neuron in its brain. And here's a movie of the mapping of a place field. Okay, so the rat is running around there. See him there? And a red dot happens whenever there's a spike in that neuron. Okay, this whole thing is mapping a single neuron. So this is how you discover a place field of a single neuron. You let the rat run around for a while in its environment, and you see the place field forming. Okay? So the place field of this cell in that rat, it's obviously sped up, is right in that corner of this rat's box. Okay? Everybody clear on what this is? Okay. So, and then you blur it and make it nice and pretty, so it looks good. Okay? All right, so that's a place cell. And so here are a bunch of different place cells that have been mapped in that way. in the hippocampus of a rodent who is walking around in a box. So you record for a bunch of different neurons, and each one you go through that whole procedure and you make that neuron's place field. Okay? It's a lot like a receptive field of a visual cell, but it's a place field in space. Okay? Okay, well, that's cool, but we're talking 2D here. What about animals that navigate in 3D? Okay? I mentioned last time the amazing navigational abilities of bats that swoop into a cave, do a backflip, and land up on the ceiling like that. And I said last time they don't lose their sense of orientation even in the middle of that backflip. They're totally oriented. How would I know that? I would know that because some amazing neuroscientists have recorded from neurons in free-ranging bats as they fly around in natural environments. They have found place fields in the hippocampus of bats, and they can follow a place field and show as the bat flies around what that place field does. Okay? So this bat is in this very large container being filmed by a number of cameras, so you can get its exact location in 3D space, all the while recording from a given neuron in its hippocampus, and what you find is a 3D place field. Okay? We have 2D place fields because we basically live on the ground plane. I maintain this is why I have a hell of a time finding my car in the parking lot, because I don't think we evolved to deal with the z-axis, or at least that's my excuse for myself. I never remember what floor I parked on. I always remember where on the floor. Okay, so just as rodents have these nice 2D place fields in their hippocampus, bats have 3D place fields. Okay, what about humans? Yes, question, Josh.
When they're doing recordings, is it individual neurons or is it a patch of neurons?
You can do it different ways. So sometimes you isolate an individual neuron and you do a whole recording there. These days it's much more common to use something called tetrodes, which I think were developed by Matt Wilson in this department, that enable you to record simultaneously from a bunch of neurons at once. Okay? Okay, so yes, humans have place cells. So I'm going to show you a gross bloody picture. If it's going to gross you out, look away for one moment. Okay, so this is how you record from the human brain during neurosurgery, right? So if the neurosurgeons have to operate, they cut out a whole piece of bone, take it off, and stick electrodes right on the surface of the brain there. Okay, so these are blood vessels here. This is the skull underneath the gauze around there, and they've stuck electrodes right there so that they can record from not individual neurons in this case, with this kind of recording, but from whole patches of cortex, right? So I've shown you data that come from this kind of recording. This is ECOG, or intracranial recording, okay? But you can also stick in depth electrodes, and if you want to reach the hippocampus, you need to stick electrodes way down deep in the brain, okay? So here are x-rays where you can see where the electrodes are in the hippocampus of human patients who are about to undergo neurosurgery. Okay, again, you do this only for clinical reasons, obviously. Nobody would take a random subject and just stick an electrode in their brain. But these are people who are facing neurosurgery. They have electrodes in there anyway for clinical mapping, and they generously sometimes allow scientists to record data in different circumstances. Okay, so there's a whole question both with intracranial recording and with functional MRI. If you want to study actual navigation with animals, humans, moving around in natural environments, that's hard with an MRI scanner. It weighs many, many tons. You can't carry it around around your head. Even if you have electrodes in there, you can't navigate very far because you're sort of tethered to all kinds of equipment. So what people have used is virtual navigation, which of course is very realistic. That's why it's compelling and fun. That's why people spend hour after hour doing this, is they feel that they're in the place. They feel that they know where they're going, and they form a mental map of the virtual space, okay? So in a paper published a while ago, they had people navigating through this virtual space here. It had 3 different shops with different front views of the shops, and the individuals could press buttons to navigate around in that space. And here is an example response of a single neuron in a person's hippocampus as they navigate around in that space. Okay, this is a space I just showed you with 3 shops like this. The red lines are the directions that this person navigated with their button presses as they navigated through the virtual space. And the color of each box tells you the firing rate of a single neuron as that person navigates around in that space. right? So this is the place field of that neuron. Okay? Place cell in a human. Everyone got it? Okay. Was that a question? Yeah.
Yeah. If you were to enter like a new place, would there be like certain cells that?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's a great question. You set up new place fields fairly quickly, but I think they're unstable for a while when you're in a new place. There are actually, I don't know this literature well enough, there's a bunch of studies where people look at how place fields get set up when you enter new places. But they're reasonably fast. Yeah. Okay, so we've been talking about place fields in the hippocampus. It's the kind of you are here part of your navigation system. Okay?